This is my workshop and it's getting a little bit out of hand because it also serves as a garage. My plan is to make this space work better as a workshop and as a family garage, as well as the place that I record all of my YouTube videos. But in order to do that, we're going to have to make some major changes to this family dumping ground. So I need to massively change this space. But the first thing that I have to do in order to change it is do a huge clear up. With the first part of the cleanup complete, we headed to get some lumber for building shelves and walls. Strapping this to the roof so it stays with the car when we drive. It's always a good thing. We have all our materials and we're just starting to batten things out. So the plan is here that we're going to put board like this here on this wall. We'll have this kind of ubiquitous surface around the side of the room. Will A, all look the same, but B, the great thing about having that wood there is that if you want to move things around or put something in a different position, you can just screw it in or unscrew it. And it makes for a very configurable space. So, we cut this completely straight, but the battening I put on the wall is not straight, so the whole piece of wood is like, so rather than trim the wood, we're going to move that, because we'll have the same problem. It won't be straight next time, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I've trimmed it down and sanded it to get some of this blue edge off. This nice colour that I like has now changed to this white sanded wood look. So I'm going to try a couple of techniques to bring this back down to this colour as usual. Problems, always problems. I'll rephrase that. Opportunities for growth. Also, as the boarding would cover the light switch, we thought it was probably wise to cut a hole to make sure we could still access the lights. Okay, it's a few hours later and one major thing has happened. The pipes are gone. So this is how this has come together. We have this fantastic piece that sticks out here. I'm going to put lighting behind here to light this. And we've managed to put an extra bit of workspace in here. In order to create the workbenches here, I've got this shelving. I'm cutting wood to go on top of it like this. Just cut that little notch out there. And then this will go on the top. And what it does is it holds these two together so it's stronger, but also makes for actually quite a firm workbench to work on. So it's coming together, but we can't stop because we have the next big project we need, which is all this mess now that's here has to be organized. And the plan for that is to turn all of this wall into shelving. So you always got to love these situations where you find something that's been screwed in and the screw heads are completely destroyed. So we're going to have to use a crowbar. So I've got the side bits in and I've cut a piece of wood that's going to be the piece that goes on here, but I do want to put some hooks for hanging cables or other things on this, but I'm going to do it first. I'm going to add these hooks first because what I don't want to do is screw screws into these pipes. That would be bad. I actually managed to find screws that were short enough. Hopefully they'll hold. Nice. All right, measuring to see what the tallest cans we have are. I'm so excited, that makes such a difference. So much better. Now I have all my paint ordered by color. And I've got my glues and fillers and all sorts of other bits all together, and I can actually just walk up to here and go, oh, I need silver metallic paint. And like this one, look, multiple versions of the same type of paint. I can put 3 cans deep, which is awesome. So that is making a huge difference. This whole wall now is just fantastic. So the next step is to get rid of all of these random boxes of different shapes and sizes. Esther went out and bought these. Standard see-through box. I like see-through boxes because I can see what's in them. But they have this cool lid. You can open it, look, and it stays there. And then you can seal up the box. So I'm now going to start transferring a lot of the random stuff we've got in different boxes into these, sorting those out, and starting to put them on shelves. So I've been laying out all the different tools, putting them all together. Just, you know, these bits and pieces everywhere. And now I need to fully utilize this wall space and get everything up off the sides. This job has taken so much longer and been so much more complicated than I expected. And we've still got so much more to do. I'm just looking back here, I've got to put lights in. Let's get some of these tools off the surfaces. As you can see behind me, I've sanded this surface because there was this text, as you can see here, with the date it was made. But it leaves this kind of light patch, so I've come up with an idea to get rid of it and make this look like this. It's wood oil, and it works great. Much better. All right, now some lighting. Because sticking these underneath here is just not going to work. What's going to happen is they're going to peel off. I'll show you underneath, it's a mess. There's this kind of line here, and I need to basically stick them all along there, and it's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some guide holes in this piece of wood so I can screw it underneath here, and I'm going to pre-mount these so they're ready to go. That's my plan. Some thinking to do when I get to this point here, because I do want to have light coming from this area out. So I'm trying to decide if I go all the way along the base or whether I go along and up. One step at a time. One other thing I'm going to do with this before I put it up is I'm going to use some blobs of hot glue to keep the LED strip in place, because my experience is the 3M tape just doesn't hold it. In the process of taking this off to add these lights, I realized that this needs something. A logo. I'm going to create the logo by cutting out each individual letter on the laser cutter, and then I'm going to put it on the wall. But it's just getting the sizing right. It begins. And right now, with all the chaos, my extraction pipe runs out like this through the garage door to extract the horrible burning smell. I can take these off now. I'm not in there anymore. Finished. This is roughly how I'm going to lay it out on the board. Now I just need to make it straight and stick it on. Easy. So I really want these letters to stand out a little bit from the surface. So I've got these little pieces of plastic that are originally are standoffs. You see, you can screw something through them like that. I'm going to use hot glue and see if I can use the hot glue to make each of these letters stand up. It's going to be a bit laborious, but having these literally stand off the surface, I think, will help it look really cool. And then I'll shine a spotlight on it, and you'll get a little shadow, which I think is going to be fun. It's looking good. Looking good. It's a bit of a faff, but using the hot glue seems to be working. So let's keep going. Happy with that. Let it dry a little bit more and then put it on the wall. Yeah, it's there. We have the sign. Oh my gosh. I've waited so long. Ooh, that's in the way. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what it looks like at different angles, but that is so nice to be able to move the camera around and have kind of a seamless background that goes all the way from there to there. It was so hard before because I just had this bit and that horrible, ugly window, which I've got to do some work on next. But to have that, and then even back here, I know it's a mess, but over there even is looking better. So, making really super good progress with this. I'm very, very pleased, and I'm excited that I'm going to be able to stand here, hold my camera, talk to you, and look, I've got the branding over my shoulder. Let's carry on with this wall. My plan for it is props. So I'm going to start figuring out which props I'm going to put up here and how I'm going to put them up here. Okay, that's pretty cool. Makes me feel slightly nervous having it up there. I hope those are going to hold and I don't wake up in the morning and find it crushed to a million pieces on the floor. I guess I could make a repair video. But there we go. Yeah, look at that. I've got Explore, Experience, Create. I've got my Proton pack. It's pretty exciting. Now I've had a little bit of time to think about this setup, I'm adding a couple of additional things. One of those being, you can see here, this piece of wood, and I'm going to put some more up on the ceiling because I'm going to create a lighting grid that I can hang lights from for both filming and for lighting this backdrop. It's also going to be helpful when it comes to doing our walkthroughs and our experiences to have a grid on the ceiling too, because that means that we can, again, hang additional lighting and other things from here. I've only got, however, enough battening to do a little bit right now. So I'm just trying to figure out the best spot to put this. And then I should show you. I have these cool old lights from IKEA that you can project shapes like this square with the lens here. And the idea is to mount that here facing down on the Explore experience, create a highlight area behind it. That's the idea. Now I put this big bright light on, but that light is not going to be used when we do filming because it's just too overhead. So everywhere I stand, it's right above my head, and that is not a good lighting setup. So any lighting that we're going to use to light me or anyone else in this space needs to be set further away, even potentially bounced off the ceiling. So I'm going to play with that now. So this is now facing this, which looks great. Bit of wiring needs to be completed. Now we're going to get extra power put in here. Everything's a bit jerry-rigged at the moment. But these lights here, I want them because I want them to cast the light up on the ceiling and reflect it back. But what I've done is I've put these tabs in the way of them to reflect the light back. So as you see, it's coming off the ceiling and reflecting down. And that makes a big difference to shots like this. You can see all the lights reflecting in my glasses. There's a lot of them around. But what you're not getting is big shadows under my eyes, because the problem with wearing glasses when you're on camera is that you get these big, you can see it a little bit here, these shadows. But what I'm trying to figure out is as I walk around the space, trying to keep me as shadow free as I possibly can. And actually pretty pleased with that. I'm right back in this corner. It's pretty good. I've got a lot of leeway here. And this is, of course, at night. During the day, that's a bit over bleached. I'm gonna put that down there like that. That's better. But anyway, you get the point. It's looking good. I'm super pleased.
And if you follow this channel, you'll know that this lighting has worked out great and has been used in video after video, even forming a beautiful Christmas background for my Christmas projection video. If you want to watch more cool stuff from my brand new workshop, you're going to want to follow these links here.